Let us start now. Let me start with the introduction of this Power BI, and then gradually we'll go to the next level of this Power BI. We already opened this Power BI. Please open this Power BI welcome screen. In the welcome screen, I started with the blank report. Or you want to open it again, I will open it again now. So let me go to the start button and I'll go to the Power BI desktop. So anyway, we are going to see, at last we are going to land into Power BI services today, but we are going to start with the Power BI desktop. So it has opened the Power BI desktop here. As I told, we can straight away start with the blank report. There is one leg, there is Excel. I will explain what is it. So let me click on the blank report. Before creating this Power BI, you have to know what are all the elements, what are all the components, and what are all the options available in this Power BI. On the top, you can see your file name, your software name is available, where your name is also displayed here. This overall area, we call this as, everyone knows this is called as title bar. Below the title bar, we have file, home, insert, modeling, view. This overall area put together, we call this as, in olden days, we call it as a toolbars, menu bars. Maybe before 2007. Now they made it as ribbons. This is called as ribbons. On the ribbon, the first item available on this ribbon, just now we used this to check the version and other part file. This one we call this as office button. Office button. What is that office button? Backstage of your office. You want to do something on the backstage. Front stage, you want to do something, creating the report, other part, you can go with this. But backstage, you want to do, I want to change some settings, I want to change some option, then we can use this office button. That is backstage of your office. And home. You can see there is a home, there is insert, there is modeling. These are all called as tabs. Sorry, tab. Why do I explain this on the first session is maybe today and tomorrow. I will say click on the office button, click on the home tab, click on the insert tab. So you should know what is the tab, what is a ribbon, what is a quad. That's why I'm explaining this at the first session. And whatever I'm explaining, it's not only for Power BI, it's common for Word, Excel. When you come for the Excel training also, I will do the same thing. For the first session, I will explain what are all the elements and components available. Then, you can see a special tab will appear here. Whenever you do some new thing, I think you would have seen it in Excel and PowerPoint. When you insert a chart, you will get a special tab. When you insert a report, you will get a special tab. The tab will keep on changing. But this home insert is fixed. That will never change. But a tab will appear after the help, which will keep on changing based on the content. Based on the content, it will keep on changing. That's why it's called as contextual. Contextual tab. Contextual means content-wise, the tab will keep on changing. That's why it's called as contextual tab. Below the tab, clipboard, data, queries. So these are all called as, the clipboard queries are called as groups. Clipboard is a group, data is a group, and query is a group. Right? Can I close this? I'm not saying PowerPoint, I can close this, whatever I have written, can I close this? And all the other items available here. Cut, copy, paste, get data, all the other buttons available here. We call this as commands. Okay. Let us have a small recap. On the top, we have a file name and software name, which we call it as title bar. Excellent. Below the title bar, the file, home, insert, modeling, whole area put together. Ribbons, superb. On the ribbons, below the ribbons, the file, the first one, office button. Very good, sir. Very good. Home, insert, and modeling are all tabs. Perfect. A special tab will appear whenever you do some new thing. Contextual tab. Below the tab, this clipboard, queries, data are groups, and each item available under the above the group we call it as. That's it. Superb. So from today, I will tell you this. Go to the home tab. Under home tab, you have to go to the group called as query. Under the group of query, you have this option. So when I explain this, you should understand. No worries, you will understand this because I will repeat it more frequently today and tomorrow. Okay, right. These are all common for Word, Excel and PowerPoint. What is a new thing available? If you are using 1 year before, if you are using Power BI, you should have seen only 3 tabs. 2 months before, if you used Power BI, you would have seen only 4 tabs. Maybe February version, you will see only the 4 tabs here. Correct? Morning I thought someone is using February. You can see only 4 tabs. This tab may not be available. This tab was very recently created. Maybe the August month, this tab was created. I will tell you what is the tab. There are 5 tabs available. The tab number 1. First one. This is used for creating the visuals. This is the view, or we can say it as view. This is the view where we are going to create some reports, or where we are going to create some visuals. Okay. Second one, you can see there is one more available here. This is your data view, or a table view, where we are going to see our table. Third one, model view. This is where we are going to create a relationship between the table. Model view, relationship between the table. So where we are going to create a relationship. This is where we are going to create a relationship. Fourth one is your DAX. Could you tell me where we will create a formulas in Excel? To create a formulas in Excel, we use something. Could you tell me what we use it in Excel to create a formula? But there is something. Formula bar, formula will be displayed. There is a tool for creating a formula, function, VLOOKUP for everything. There is something called as FX. Through FX only all the formulas are created. Even if you say equal to VLOOKUP, it will go to FX. In Excel, we will create a formula through FX. In Power BI, we will create the formulas and functions through this DAX. What is DAX? Data, analysis, spelling, analysis and expression. For the last one, unfortunately, we cannot use it today, but if time permits, I will explain. It's more about the coding and programmings. You want to create a relationship, not by the third one. Through a fourth method also, you can create a relationship. TMDL. Tabular model definition language. Sorry. Okay. So if time permits, I think first of all we are going to explore the report, the table, model, DAX. DAX may not be today. DAX we'll see it tomorrow. TMDL, time permits, we'll see it. It's more about codings and programmings. Okay. Right. And we are going to create a report and we are going to publish the report. Suppose, assume we have pro license or premium license. I'm going to publish the report to my colleague, my subordinates and superior. How they are going to see the report? Whether they are going to view the report on a desktop screen or they are going to view the report on a mobile screen. If they are going to view the report on the mobile screen, how should be your layout? Whether you should get the table first, chart next. If they are going to they are going to see the report on a desktop, how is going to be your layout? I think you would have seen. If you open a website, if you open the same website in a desktop, it will be different layout. Right? If you open the same website again in your mobile, the layout will be different. Have you checked it? When you can open your company website and check. If you open it in desktop, the layout will be different. If you open it in mobile, the layout will be same thing. I can say two different types of layouts. The first one is the desktop layout, and second one is your mobile layout. This is two types of layouts. Not today, tomorrow we will see about this layouts. Excel is a workbook which will have list of sheets. PowerPoint is a presentation which will have list of slides. Power BI is a report which will have list of pages. Page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4. We will have pages. And technically, we have a name for this area. On the pages, this whole area, we have a technical name for the whole area. We call this as canvas. The name of this area, we call it as canvas. Okay. In canvas, you can notice there are dotted lines on the left hand side, dotted lines on the bottom, dotted lines on the right hand side. Maybe the dotted lines will be there on the top also. It's hidden. Actually, it's hidden. We'll see how to activate it. It's hidden on the top. Could you tell me what is this dotted lines? We would have seen this in Excel, Word, PowerPoint, all the software we would have seen this. Whenever you take a printout, you will see this. What is it? Margins. That's all. It's very simple. Margin. So it's a margin for your canvas. That's all. It's a margin. Right. This is where we can create a report within the margin. You cannot create a report before the margin. And three types of tabs available on the right side. The first one, filter. Under filter, we have three types of tabs. Under filter, we have three types. The first one, assume I am going to create a report. Assume I have created customer-wise report. Customer-wise, what is my sum of total sales? I have hundreds and thousands of customers. But I don't want to see all the 1,000 customers. I want to see only top 10. If I select Chennai, it should show me who is my top 10 for Chennai. If I select Delhi, it should show me who is the top 10 for Delhi. So I want to only filter the top 10 customers. So you can filter a particular visual. Particular visual can be filtered. And I have multiple visual in this page. Assume I have 6 or 7 visual in this page. So I want to filter all the visuals in this page. In this page, I want to filter all this visual. Suppose in this page, I want to see only this year report, 2025. Whole page, I should have only 2025 report. So you can filter a particular page. The final one is, I have 20 pages. I want to filter all the 20 pages. Then we can go to the third one. Filter on all pages. Suppose I am not going to manufacture a particular product. We stopped manufacturing. That product should not appear in all the pages. I have to remove that product in all the pages. So you can apply the filter in all the pages. So three types of filtering. Filter a visual, filter a page, filter all pages. These are all the things not possible in Excel, correct? You can filter a table, that's all. You cannot filter that I have 10 tables in the page. Can I filter all the 10 tables? Which is not possible. I have 20 sheets. One filter, all the 20 sheets has to be filtered, which is not possible in Excel. But here we can do it. Three types of filtering. Then, another three options are available. When I go this visualization. Under visualization, three. First one, build visualization. This is for inserting a visualization. If you want to insert a visual, you can use this. After inserting, under inserting, there are various types of visualization. Under that, various types of settings available. We'll come to that later. This is where we will insert a visualization. After inserting a visualization, we have to format that visualization. Correct? The second one is for formatting your visualization. This is for formatting. Okay. Third one, analyzing a visualization. I want to fix a target for it. We have a target line. We have to fix the target. I want to check with the actual versus target. I want to fix a target. And I want to forecast. Suppose my 10-month sales is like this. How will be my sales in the 11th month? I want to forecast it. How maximum I can go, how lowest I can go. I want to forecast it. So for forecasting, you can use this third one. That is your analysis. This is for analyzing your visuals. So 3 types. One is not visible. The third one is not visible because we didn't insert any visuals. As of now, we didn't insert any visual. When you insert the visual, you will get the third button also. Right? 3 types of options under the visualizations. The last one, data. Who are aware of pivot table, they would have been aware of this. All your column names will be displayed here. We have to drag and drop and we have to create a report. Correct? In pivot table, you would have seen it. All your column names will be there. You have to drag and drop and we have to create a report. Same like here, all your column names will be there. You have to drag and drop and you have to create a report. So this is where you see all the column headings after importing the data. After importing the data, you will see the column headings and sheet names and file names. The last one, of course, most of you would have been aware of this. This is plus and minus, which is for zoom in and zoom out, increasing or decreasing your zoom percentage. Okay, that's it about the introduction. What are all the elements, what are all the components, what are all the options available in Power BI. That's all. Before moving on to the next part, any questions, doubts, queries on this? Clear? No doubts? There are 2 reasons for not getting doubts. What are the 2 reasons? If you understood everything, you will never get a doubt. Second one, nothing understood also, you will never get a doubt. But the problem is, you can understand everything here. Everything you can understand because I'm doing it parallelly or watching parallelly, you will be doing it. I'm here, you can understand the concept. The challenge will start after the training session is over. After 4:30, we open the laptop, everything becomes blank. No other go, you have to practice, practice, practice and practice. After the training session, you have to practice. Tomorrow evening, will you become an expert in Power BI? No. You will be aware of what are all the tools available in Power BI. You will become expert when you utilize it, when you practice it. So you have to practice it regularly. Yes, you have to make the report, you have to practice. The 2 days, what I will tell you is, these are all the possible options available in Power BI. Correct? That's what I will teach. I will not make you an expert. You have to become an expert. Okay? I will teach you how to do the magic. You have to become a magician by practicing. Right? Power BI is a magic. You should become a magician after this. You have to practice more. Right. Please, please. I will share my contact details.
You make something, maybe we made it wrong.
I will be there. First interact with your team, then come to me. First interact with who are already here or who already learned about BI. You interact with them first, because the best way of learning is practicing is one method. The best way of learning is teach to others. When you teach to others, that's a better way of learning. So when you are teaching to others, you can learn better. So first ask with your team, then I will help. Right? That's it. Shall we move on? Very good. Now, I hope you should have received a zip file. I hope you have unzipped that file and that file is ready. So please open that file, that folder, maybe that folder where we have that exercise file. As I indicated, today, tomorrow, we are going to work with that file. So please open that file. I think I have downloaded and I kept it in a particular folder. There are some Excel files, 01 transaction data, 02 warehouse sales, 03 part sales tracker and business transaction. There are some text files. There are some Excel file. There are some CSV file. There is a folder. So we are going to learn how to combine the multiple folder, multiple sheets, multiple files. Let me start with the first file, 01 transaction data. It's a sample data, just a sample data. Just open this Excel file. So I am opening this Excel file. I hope everyone should have received it. Everyone has downloaded it and unzipped it. and open this file 01 transaction data. We have some columns available in this file where we can see invoice number, invoice date, region name, in which region we made the invoice, what is the city name, what is the state name, city name, customer type, division, product line, department, transaction type, payment mode, vendor type, cost centers, amount, material cost, logistic cost, discount, total amount, net profit. So we have around more than 10 or 20 columns available here. Now what are we going to do is, this data we are going to export or we are going to import it to Power BI. After that we are going to create a report. Before doing it, could you tell me this report, is there any problem in this report, or this report is 100% clean? Can I load this data straight away into Power BI, or you have any problem in this data? Can you just check where it is blank? Payment mode. Okay, is that a problem? Okay, maybe I would have not received the payment. I would have received the payment in cash or something. They would have not entered. Okay, I agree that there is some problem. Okay, one. Any other? There are some rows empty. Okay, very good. There are some rows are empty. Then, any other problem? First row is merged. Okay, first row is merged. But when you load it to Power BI, the merge will go off automatically. No issues, but we'll see. Okay. Any other things? Do you see any other challenges? Is that a problem? But I think that's not a problem. We have a data combination. We have date, we have month, we have numbers, we have text. That's okay. That's okay. Yes. I think when I scroll down, I can see there are some empty rows. Some rows are empty also. When I go down, there are some rows empty. Fine. So we are just checked there are some problems available here. Fine. Let us see how to get this, how to import this data into Power BI. Then we'll see what is the problem, how to solve it. We'll see one by one. First, let me, whenever you import the data or something, I always recommend to close that particular file. It's better to close the particular file. Could you tell me how can I close a file? You have to go to the top and close it. Which is not closing the file, which is closing? Excel workbook. I recommend not to close Excel software itself. I recommend not to close the entire software. I recommend always to close a file, which is inbuilt nowadays in mobiles. When you open the app is not closed, still it will be there on the background, correct? To make it faster, to make your work faster. Assume this Excel today I'm going to use Excel 10 times. Don't close the Excel 10 times and open the Excel 10 times. It's like restarting the Excel every time. It may slow down your system speed. So better to close a file, because I'm going to open multiple files today in Excel. So better to close the file. Control W. So Control W is the shortcut key for closing a file. Before closing a file, I have to check one thing. One thing I have to check. There are some empty rows, and I will check where is my data ending or where is my data going. I have to check that, but because it's going the bottom, I'm going down. I'm checking it till here. Just for checking where my data is ending is actually my data is ending around 3265. Please remember this. Approximately more than 3200 rows are there. More than 3200 rows are there in the source data. Please remember this, because we are going to do something based on this. Okay, so there are 3265 approximately. More than 3200 rows are there. Okay, let me close the file. Control W. So I recommend to close the file. Now what are we going to do? If you are going to attend this Power BI session for 2 days, or you are going to come to this Power BI session for 5 days, 6 days, 10 days, any number of days or any hours, I am going to teach you only 5 concepts. Only 5 concepts. The 5 workflow of Power BI. 5 workflow of the Power BI. First one, get. You are going to get the data to Power BI. Get it. Second, after getting it, you have to transform it. Third, load the data. Fourth, report. Create a report using the data. Fifth, publishing. Simple. This is the 5 workflow which we are going to learn for next 2 days. As I told, it can be 2 days, it can be 4 days, it can be 10 days. I am going to teach you the same 5 concept. Get. From where we are going to get the data? Actually, now we are going to get the data from Excel. But normally where we can get the data? You can get the data from any data source in the world. It can be Excel, it can be a text, it can be a CSV, it can be a PDF, it can be a picture. You can take a picture as a data, but only thing is the picture should be in a tabular format. It should be in the table format. It should not be a picture. It should be in a tabular. Suppose I have a table, I'm taking a picture of the table. Then you can convert it as a data. So you can convert the data, any data source in the world. Second, after getting the data, you are going to transform the data, converting the data into a proper data. You are going to clean up the data, convert it, merge it, append it, merge query, append query, combine query, writing the formulas and functions as I told, lookup. No need to write lookup, no need to write if function, no need to add, no need to multiply. Everything we are going to transform it using a tool called as Power Query. So first we are going to get the data, then clean up the data, transform the data, whatever the things you want to do it here in Power Query. After doing this, after transforming the data, we are going to load it. Where are we going to load the data? We are going to load the data into Power BI desktop. After loading, you have to report. Where are we going to create a report? That also in Power BI desktop. The final one is publishing. Publishing. Where are we going to publish it? We are going to publish it into Power BI services. That's it. Alright, course. Normally we will break at 10:15, but since there are 3 or 4 programs are going on, they are also breaking at 10:15. We faced that problem yesterday and day before. It was crowded at the canteen. Maybe we'll take 10:25, 10:30 we can take a break, right? 15 minutes later. Is that okay? Because even though we are taking 10:15, people are coming at 10:45 because of crowd. Because yesterday I handled the session there. 10:15 the canteen was crowded. 10:25 or 10:30 we can take it. So 5 types of workflow. Any data source, we can get it, then transform it using Power Query, load it, then publish it. This is what we are: load, report, and publishing. Could you tell me any idea? Where are we going to spend more time? Whether we are going to spend a time on getting or transforming, loading or reporting or publishing? Transform. First is transforming. Second one? Report. If you are transformed, reporting is very, very, very simple, very easy. I will tell you 2 tips. 2 tips today. If you know the 2 tips, 90% of report is done. 90% of your report. If you know the 2 tips, I will tell you the 2 tips. Excellent. But Power BI, as I told, it was launched 10 years before, just 10 years before. I think more than 18 or 19 years. I think nearly 20 years, nearly 2 decades. There was one more tool available for dashboard creation. Are you aware of it? Have you heard of it? Before Power BI. Power BI was launched by Microsoft. That's why it became very popular. Earlier we had a tool called as Tableau. There was a tool called as Tableau which is used for creating a dashboard, which was not much popular. It was 20 years before it's available. But why Microsoft has become very popular? The main reason is the second one, transforming. In Tableau, we have to transform it manually and load it. So get, load and report. Transforming is not there. The transforming is not powerful in this Tableau, but Power BI has the tool of transforming. But in Power BI also, there is an option available. Get and straight away you can load it. But my recommendation, don't do this. Always follow the hierarchy. Even though your data seems to be clear, seems to be very clear, but my suggestion is transform it. Because in transformation, we have a tool for checking your quality of your column. To check the quality, we have a special tool available. So always prefer to go with the transform and load it. Okay. Shall we start this first process of getting the data? Can I close this? Yes. So let us open Power BI. There are three methods of getting the data. For a time being, I am just collapsing this filter because I need more space. We are not going to use the filter now. As of now, we are not going to use it. So I'm just minimizing. It's equivalent to minimizing the filter. So let me minimize it. Now we are going to get the data. Three methods. Early days we had 4 methods. Now it was only 3 methods. The method number 1, file. When you go to file, under file, straight away there is an option available. Get data. Click on get data. When I click on get data, the popular database or most commonly used database is listed. Excel workbook, Power BI semantic model, data flow, SQL, Azure, text, website, OData. So all the popularly used databases are available. If you are okay, we can select this. If you are not okay, as I told someone, I want to go get it from SAP or some other tool, then you can click here, get data to get started. Get data to get started. I click this. It opens a dialog box where almost all the databases in the world, will be displayed here. For example, as you indicated, I want to get it from SAP. So you can search it manually because it's in alphabetical order. Or you can go to the search box here and type SAP. The SAP data model will be available here. Of course, you need a username and password to connect it. So if you are going to get the data from other data source, this is the first method. Go to file, get data or get more data. All the data source will be there. You can select the data. First method. Second method. Home tab. In home tab also you can see there is option of getting the data. This is method number 2. Of course, the first method, what I told is through the files. File get data. That's a method number 1. Second method is home tab get data. Third method number 3. So you can see on the canvas area, there is a button available. Get data from other sources. Or you can see here the Excel is also available. Excel, SQL, blank table, sample, or you can get it from other sources. 3 methods. So this is the third method. Always for every feature, they will give you 2 or 3 methods, correct? To save it, Control S, file save, there will be a save button. Whichever is convenient, you can go with that method. So like this, they have given 3 methods. But my suggestion, my recommendation, second method. I recommend second method. Why I don't recommend the third method is, this is temporary. After loading one data, someone has asked, I want to get the data from 3 data sources. So if you got one data source, the second data source, you cannot use this because this will be hidden. So this is temporary. The third method is temporary. First method is you have to click on file and you have to go there and you have to find it. But this one, it's permanently available here. And even you can get the Excel straight away here. Even there will be a recent data source also will be displayed. The frequently used data source will be displayed here. So I suggest second method. You can use anything. My suggestion is the second method. So let me go with the second method. Go to home tab. I know that I'm going to get it from Excel workbook. Click on Excel workbook. And I recommend everyone to please practice it parallelly. Whatever I'm getting it on my screen, you should get it on your screen also. If you are not getting whatever I'm seeing it on the screen, stop me, ask me. There it's up. Don't hesitate. That's the reason you are here. Basic, silly, nothing. Stop me and ask me. There it's up. I can repeat it any number of times. I can repeat it because, as I told, this workflow, if you don't know how to get it, you cannot transform it. If you don't know how to transform it, you cannot load it. If you don't know how to load, you cannot create a report. If you don't know how to create a report, you cannot publish it. All are interconnected. So if you don't know the step number A, stop me and ask me there itself. I will repeat it any number of times. So Excel workbook, I'll go to that folder and I select that file, particular file, 01 transaction data. That's my file. I select that Excel file and click on open here to practice parallelly. As I told, when you practice itself, you'll forget the concept. If you are not practicing, 100% you'll forget it. So please do practice parallelly. It opens with a navigator screen. This is my navigator screen. In the navigator screen, on the bottom right, there are 3 options available: load, transform, cancel. Could you tell me why that load and transform is graded out? We didn't select anything. But here, it is having 2 options. You can see there is one more option. This is your file name. You know, this is our file name. This is our sheet name. But here you can see Power BI is suggesting something. So you can select this suggest table. It is suggesting some table, which I can select now. My recommendation or my suggestion. I don't suggest the table suggested by Power BI. I suggest the first one. Why I am not suggesting this? Why I am not recommending it? Reason is, for example, in the source data, assume you have filtered a particular data. Before coming to this, I opened that Excel file and I filtered a particular, assume that I filtered only a south region. So, whatever it's filtered, it shows only the filtered data. Power BI is assuming that they have filtered the data, so they want only that filtered data. So, only the filtered data will be displayed. Or when I take a printout, assume I have 20 pages, I took only first 2 pages for my printout. So Power BI will assume that they took a printout of only this data. So the data wanted here. So only that printout data will be displayed. That print area data will be displayed here. My suggestion is select this entire data set. Here we will decide whichever the data we want. If we don't want, we can remove it. Because in better, suppose tomorrow I want it. Once again, we have to load it again. So instead, do it in Power Query. That's my recommendation. Load the entire data. If there is any problem, unwanted data, we will remove it. We will do it here. That's my suggestion. So better to select the first one. Select the first one. Still it's not activated. Why? Because I didn't check this. You have to check this option. When you check this option only, the load and transform is activated. If you are not checking, the load and transform is deactivated. What you are all said it in the morning is correct. There are some empty rows and empty columns. We have to remove this. We have to transform it. We'll do that. But before it, there are 3 options as I indicated. 3 options: load, transform, cancel. Of course, cancel is coming out of it. So tell me, load, where it will go, and transform, where it will go here. I showed it in the screen. Load, where it will be loaded?
Load goes to Power BI desktop.
Desktop. Transform?
Power Query.
Power Query. Which you prefer? Power Query. Transform. Because normally, whenever a menu open like this, we will never read it. We'll say the first button always, correct?
Yeah.
Whenever a new menu opens, we will never read the menu. It's like an online agreement. We will never read it. We will agree for it. Same like here. We will never read it. We will straight away load it. But the problem is, if we straight away load it, it will load it with the error and some problem here because there are some problems in my source data. So my suggestion, make it as a habit, make it as a practice. Always go with the transform. Even though there's a second one, I recommend it. They are assuming that your data is clean and they are assuming that you have selected this data. That's what I was always told. Computer will not always give you the right solutions. Sir. Don't depend on computers. Sometimes it will give you the wrong solution also. Better, you have to decide. It's artificial. It's not an intelligent. It's an artificial one. So better to go with transform data. Not every time the first one option is right, sir. When you load a VBA, you would have noticed the first option is wrong. If you are loading with the VBA, if you save it, the VBA will be deleted. Second one, the VBA will be saved. Sometimes, always the first option is not right. So from today, please watch it. Always the first option may not be right. Second and third may be right also sometimes. Please watch for that. Okay, right. Now we loaded this data into Power BI. Sorry, Power Query. Go to straight away goes to Power BI. I I told you, when I show the workflow, there is an option where straight away you can load it also. I suggested follow the hierarchy. Get transformer. That's my suggestion. Yes. When it comes to Power BI, Power Query. Is a Power Query a separate software? Not at all. It's an inbuilt tool available in Power BI. How do I know that? When I go to this Power BI on my taskbar, when I place the cursor on that Power BI icon, there is a two window opened here, correct? One window is Power BI Desktop, second one is the Power Query Editor. Okay. So now we are in the Power Query Editor. After loading, it automatically goes to the Power BI Desktop. So when it comes to Power BI Editor, what are all the things we have to check? So mainly you have to check for three things here. Three things. What is the three things you have to check? The first one you have to check in Power Query is green. What is that green? I will explain. You have to check whether my data is green. Second, you have to check is whether my heading is right. Third, you have to check is data type. First, you have to check whether your data is green. What is green? I will explain now. What is green or how it will be a green? I will explain. Whether your heading is correct, all your data heading is correct. Third, data type is correct. All the column data type is correct. These three things you have to check. These three things you have to check. Okay. How can I check these three things? Will Power Query help us to check this? Of course, it will help us. That's why I told you try to use Power Query. We have a solution. We have a tool for it. So now first let me start with this. I want to check whether my data is green or not. How do I check whether my data is green? Below the column headings, you can see there is a line penetrating, correct? There is a line available here. Below this, you can see there is a line green. Mixture, as of now, mix of two colors. You can see a line with this green here. There is a green line. You will get three types of colors here, three types of line color. Of course, two types already we are seeing there. One is green. The green indicates, you know what is green. Green indicates 100% correct, no problem at all. The data is clean. The data is clean. That is green. And you will get something as a gray. What is meant by gray? There is some problem in the data, but we can solve it in Power Query. We can solve it in Power Query. Second. Third, there will be a red. What is that red? There is a problem in the data. But that problem has to be solved in your source file. In your source file. That's a problem in your source file itself. So if it is a red, then there is a problem in your source file. Either you can remove the data or replace the data. You cannot solve it here. It has to be solved on your source. NA ref. You will get NA ref, some errors in Excel. If you are getting that NA ref, but there may be some source data, some formula errors, or some errors in your source data. Okay. So you will get three colors, green, gray, red. Now as of now, we are getting only two colors, green and gray. Why there is a green? Why there is a gray? I want to understand that. Very simple. Just to go to that green and gray, just go here and place the cursor exactly on the green. When you place the cursor exactly on the green, yes, it says there are 977 data are valid. Valid is green. 0 is error. Error means red. There is no errors. 0. 23 data are empty. That is gray. So first one is green, 977 is green, 0 errors, no reds, 23 are empty. But unfortunately, 977 plus 23, how many rows? 1000 rows. But that's why I asked you to check.
3,200 plus.
Approximately we had more than 3,200 plus rows, but here it is checking only with 977 plus 23, 1000 rows. It should check only with 400. Why what is checking with 1000? But you exactly place it on green. Exactly if you place, there is one more option if you are not getting it, I will explain it next step. Sometimes on screen maybe issues. Not problem with PowerPoint, screen issue. It wasn't real. So, why it is showing only 1000 is, as per Power Query, your data may be too large, million, billion, trillions of data. It will check only with the first 1000 rows. Suppose you are manufacturing lakhs and lakhs of components. If you want to check all the lakhs of components, which will take more time. So what it is checking it is checking only with the first 1000. If first 1000 is okay, it assumes that all are should be okay. All the other data should be okay. But for my concern, assume that I want to check with the entire data set. Sometimes there may be some problem in the 3000 rows also. So if you want to check with the entire data set, we have a second option. By default, Power Query will check only with the first 1000, but I want to check with the entire data set. Very simple, go to the bottom. There is the option available. Column proofing on top 1000 rows, but I don't want. I want to check with the entire data set. Click here. Column proofing on entire data set. Click this. Now when you place the cursor over, yes, 3201 data are valid, 63 data are invalid, empty. Now it is checking with all the entire data set. Of course, this will increase your time because if you are checking only with 1000, that is fine. Here the data is very simple. We have only 3000 rows. Suppose we have 3 lakh and 3 millions and 3 crores or 30 millions of data. Of course, it will take some time. So normally, if you are checking quality check with only 10 products, it is faster. Suppose you want to check with each and every product, it will take more time. Right? That's why it's checking only with 1000. So this is how we have to check the quality of your column. But I feel every time I have to go to that particular column and place the cursor and check the quality. Instead, I want that column quality to be checked automatically. I don't want to place the cursor here every time and check it. So what we do? Go to the View tab. Under View tab, there is a checkbox available. View tab, checkbox. Column quality. Enable that column quality. Just to make a tick on that column quality. So what will happen? Automatically on the bottom, it checks your column quality. No need to go there and place the cursor every time. Now you can place the cursor, but unfortunately it shows in a percentage format. If you want it in number format, you can place it. It's not required. You have to place it on green. You can place it anywhere on this column quality area. Anywhere on this column quality. So now it checks with your entire data set. Okay?
What basis is it showing? We have some empty cells also.
That's a empty is 63.
So that will be a gray,
63 is grey.
but the band should be in gray. Why?
Which one you are saying, sir? It is grey only. Here you can see a grey. No? The 63 is grey. There is a grey, small grey. Header we have to check. As I told you, we have to check for 3 things. First, you have to check with the green. Second, we have to check with the header. Third one, you have to check with the header. First, we will make this as green. Then we'll see with the heading, step by step. I think I have showed you the 3 process. First, we will solve that green. Then we will come to the header. Okay. Actually, I thought of transforming the data completely and load it. And after the break, we should have started with the reporting. But no problem. It's not required. You have to run fast and finish all the concept. If you are going slow, you should understand the concept. That's more important. So as of now, let us minimize this. Don't save it or don't do anything. We will minimize this file. Please minimize it because we are going to work on this again. We didn't do anything here. So we have to work on this file again. So let us minimize this file. So we'll have a break, short break. After the break, we'll restart with the same process. I think we are in the second process now. We got the data. Now we are transforming the data. We'll see the transformation after our tea break. And just to remind me, now I am just pausing. I think we are in the process of transforming the data. To transform the data, we have a tool available in Power BI. What's the tool is to check your column quality. So the below the column name, you can see a bar will penetrate. If you place the cursor over it, it will show what is the problem, what is the data, whether the data is clean, how many data are clean, and how many data are having an error. Second method is, I don't like to place the cursor. You can go to the view tab and you can check the column quality. And one more option to check the columns, whether how many empties are there, how many data are repeated. For example, if I go to the region, state region column, I want to know how many data are there in central region, how many data are there in a state region. I want to verify that also. Select the particular column and you can go to the view tab. Under view tab, there is two other options available. One is the column distribution, second one is the column profile. So when I select the column distribution, on top of all the columns, you can see it shows how many distinct values are there, how many unique values are there. How many distinct and how many unique values, which is not, for example, region is a unique value, which is repeated only once. Distinct is central. Central may have a different, central may be repeated multiple times. So it says 7 distinct and 7 unique values and 17, that means 17 state names are there. 47 means 47 city names are there. 12 means 12 customer types are there. So it shows me what all the data is available. This is one column distribution. Just for checking. Just is for checking. So unique is which is repeated, the region heading is repeated only once in your data. The region name, region, repeated. It's not repeated multiple times. But whereas the central may be repeated multiple times. VS West may be repeated multiple times. That is called as a distinct value. And let me uncheck that column distribution. For example, I want to check only this particular column called as region. Select that region column. Column profile. When I enable the column profile on the bottom, this should be done only with the text columns. Don't try it with the number columns. In this columns, you can see it shows how many values are there. 3, 2, 6, 4 values are there. 0 errors, 63 empty, 7 distinct, 1 unique. Minimum, maximum. What is that minimum, maximum? It doesn't say the minimum is, it doesn't say that lowest value, number of values is lowest at central. The maximum values is lowest, highest at west. Actually, you can see south is having more values here. When you see the bar, you can see in south region there are 699, 669. Central region it is 656. West region it's 654. So what is this minimum and maximum is alphabetically. Alphabetically which is first, alphabetically which is last. Alphabetically C comes first, alphabetically W comes last. So this minimum, don't get confused with this. This minimum is alphabetically which is first, alphabetically which is second. For example, if I select this city column or state column also, you can see alphabetically which is first. Bihar is first, B comes first. West Bengal is last, W comes at last. So this doesn't shows you the value. It shows the minimum and maximum value. That's all. As per the maximum, I think Karnataka is having more values here. So this is just to check your columns. What are all the options available in the column? That's all. Now I will uncheck that column profile also. Right. So we have checked the column quality. We have checked the column distribution. We checked the column profile. I recommend it's better always to check this column profile. Column profile can be checked. If I checked it here, it will be common for all the data source. From now, whatever the data source you open, that will be by default checked. No need for checking it again for the next data source. Fine. Then, very, very, very important concept on the right hand side. Query settings. In query settings, automatically you can see 4 steps has been automatically added by Power Query. These 4 steps would have been automatically added by Power Query. You don't need to add this. It's automatically added. Unfortunately, knowingly, unknowingly, if you would have closed this query settings, that's our regular habit. Whenever a new menu open, we'll close it immediately. Correct? Menu. Whenever a new menu, our first hands goes to escape and close it immediately. It is troubling us. Don't close it. If we closed it unknowingly, if I closed this, we can get it back. Go to View tab again. Query settings. Under View tab, Query settings. You can get it back again if you have unknowingly closed it. Why? What is the purpose of that? I will explain now. So go to the query settings, enable the query settings. So by default, already the 4 steps has been added. After this, after the 4th step, whatever you are going to do now, for example, I'm going to remove all the empty rows. I'm going to remove all the empty columns. I want to do some activities here. I want to do some activity. Whatever the activity you are going to do now after this, all your activity will be noted here by Power Query by step. All your activity will be noted here by step. Could you tell me what is the purpose? Why it is taking a note of it? What is the advantage and what is the purpose of it? You can make a mistake, you can undo it. Super. It's available not only in Power BI, it's available in Excel also. Correct? Whatever you are doing, Excel is noting down somewhere else. Where it's noting down, on the top, you can see after the save button, there is undo redo. When I click on the arrow mark of the undo, I did some 2 activities. So all the 2 activities is noted here. So you can undo it. Same like in Power Query, whatever the activity you are doing, you can undo it. But tell me, how many undos are possible in Excel, or till where we can undo it? Until which position we can undo in Excel? How many undos are possible? Last 3. Only last 3. 10 to 15. 5 to 7. I'm getting different numbers. You are saying your lucky numbers. Last. Are you sure? That means after saving you cannot undo it. Are you sure? After saving you can undo. After saving you can undo. Check it. Check. Open some file. Super. What he said is correct. Until you close that file or close the sheet. Correct. When you close the file and open it, suppose I am doing some activity, I am saving and I am closing this. When I open it next time, can I undo it? No. But Power Query, all your activities will be permanently saved. Permanently saved. That means I'm doing it now. 10 years later, I want to undo, I want to edit, I want to redo it. You can do it. That's the second advantage of using this query settings. Okay. First advantage, as you told, you can undo or you can redo the activity. Second advantage is this is permanently available till your data is available. Until your data is available here, it's permanently stored. Second advantage. What's the other advantage of taking the notes or taking your steps? First one, review. Maybe you can check your histories. Very good. So what are all the options available? You can review, you can check your histories. What are all the things we did it for this data? You can review it. Very good. Superb. Any other?
So if you have done 10 actions, I want to do the 5th action should be undo. We can do it.
If the 6th and 7th are not related. If it is an independent action, you can do it. The 5th and 6th is related. Suppose I am doing it in the 5th column. In 5th column itself, I am doing some other activity. Then there will be a problem. It will throw an error. It will remove your hierarchy. Do you want to do it? It will ask for if you do it, it may throw an error also. You can do it if there is no disturbance on the next one. Any other things? What is the advantages?
Any sequence we can clear. That is
You can once again the same answer if the hierarchy is not disturbed. If you see, if I am putting the 3rd to the first position, but if the 3rd is related with 4th, then there will be a problem. So you can rearrange it if the hierarchy is not disturbed. What are the other advantages?
I can reuse things for you. The steps which is already been can be reused in the same.
Superb. So whatever the steps we did it can be done for your new data also. For example, this data is available. Assume that this data is available only till the last August month. Now I'm going to add that September month here. Whatever the steps you did it, it's automated for your new data also. That's the power of using this Power Query. In olden days, we will write a macro for this. If you want to repeat some activity frequently, you have to run a macro. You have to do the activity again. But Power Query, It is automated. An advantage of this Power Query, suppose I have 3200 rows here. Now I'm adding 100 rows. The Power Query will run only for the last 100 rows. But whereas when you do a macro, it will run for all the 3300 rows, which may slow down your system speed. So that's the next advantage of this Power Query. We have further more advantages. I will explain it when I come to the next levels of sessions. And even you can check one more advantage in this Power Query is you can check what has happened before undoing, what has happened after undoing also. You can check that steps also. We'll do it one by one. Okay, these are all the basic advantage of the Power Query. We'll see further more on this Power Query. And a small warning, small disclaimer is, whenever you do activity, always try to do it in the last step. Because whatever the activity will do it, it will happen after the last step here. Suppose I'm placing the cursor and doing it. So it will be added in between. So your hierarchy will get collapsed. So please be careful. Whenever you're doing activity, do it at the last. Right? So let me place the cursor. First let me try that green. I want to make my data as green. Will Power Query, anyway Power Query is showing an error. There is some error, there is a problem. Will the Power Query will give some solution? Yes, of course it will give you the solution. Place the cursor here. You can see on the bottom, using the bulb, you can see it showing some message. Remove empty. So you can remove the empty. It's giving a suggestion for us. If you are okay with the suggestion, just click it. If you are not okay, can I give you some other suggestion? Yes. There is a 3 dot. Furthermore, other suggestions are available. As I told, it may not give you the right suggestion every time. Every time it may not give you the right suggestion. If you are okay with the suggestion, you can do this. But I recommend, instead of doing it, please remember here what it says is remove empty. Please remember that word, remove empty. Instead of this remove empty, I recommend go to Home tab. Under Home tab, I want to remove all the empties here, empty rows here. So go to Home tab, under Home tab, remove rows. Go to the command button called as remove rows. Go to the Home tab, remove rows. Under remove rows, I recommend to go with this, remove blank rows. Okay. Could you tell me what is the difference? I told you to remember that word. That is remove. What is the text there? Remove empty. Here it is remove blank rows. What is the difference? This one, the entire row is empty. It will remove. But that one, if empty is there, for example, I think we have seen some column, there is some empties. Payment mode or something. We have some empty in between. If there is an empty in between, it will delete that row also, which I don't suggest. If the entire row is empty, then remove it. That's the best method, correct? Because if the data, some data is empty, don't remove it. I want to fill it with some value. So better to go with this remove blank rows, not remove blanks, remove blank rows. So let me click on that remove blank rows. Yes. Remove blank rows is the entire row is blank, it will remove it. That is remove blank. But the earlier one is, if for example, here I can see a cell is also, I don't know which column, payment method or some column. We had a, here you can see in payment mode, there is a cell empty. This will remove if the cell is empty, which is not a recommended one.
What is the meaning of change type?
We'll see one more change type, then I will explain. What has happened is it has understood what is the data type in this column. This column is entirely having an alphabet, so you can see the change type is an alphabet. We have changed it. That's called change. You will understand better after the visit to work. There will be one more change type. I will explain. Okay, can I do this? Remove empty rows. Blank rows, sorry. So let us go to the Home tab. Let us go to the remove rows. Under remove rows, I select remove blank rows. All the blank rows are deleted. Now you can see more greens are there. And you can see on the last, there is a new steps added here. Removed the blank rows. It has removed all the blank rows here. But Unknowingly I removed it. Can I get back the data again? Can I undo this equivalent to pressing Control Z in Excel? Unfortunately, Control Z may not work here. You have to go to the left hand side corner here. There is an into mark available. This is for removing the last step, undoing the last step. But in Power Query, we have one more advantage. Assume that I did this remove step today, and I'm sending the file to someone else, or I'm opening the file 1 year later or sometimes later. I don't know what I did it here. Remove blank. Why I removed the blank rows? I can give some meaningful name for it. For example, I don't know what I didn't understand what is the meaning for this. Anyway, I'm able to understand, but still I'm saying if I'm not able to understand, because when you write a formula and function, it will say insert formula. What is the formula we inserted? We don't know that, but better to give some name for this. Right click on this and we can see there is an option called as renaming the steps. Steps renaming. So I'll click on rename and I want to give some meaningful name. For example, deleted. For my understanding, I'm giving some meaningful. Delete all the empty rows. Just I'm giving for my understanding, I'm giving some name for it. So we have deleted all the empty rows. Only the heading has changed. The steps is not changed. We are giving a name for it. That's all. Right. Now, before, suppose as I told, now I understood. I deleted the empty rows. But I want to know why I deleted the empty rows. How was my data before removing the empty rows? After removing the empty rows, I want to see my data. How was my data before removing, after removing? Which is not possible in normal Excel. Undo is undo. That's all. But before this step, how was my data? It's very simple. Just to go before the steps and make a click. Before the steps and make a click. Yes. My data looks like this. Before deleting the empty rows, my data looks like this. After removing the empty rows, my data looks like this. This is the next advantage of this Power Query, which is not possible in normal Excels, right? Undo is undo. If you undo, we don't know what has happened sometime also. Undo, something would have happened. I don't know what has happened. But here, you can check. This is the next advantage of this Power Query. Right now. So, almost we made greens, but there are some grays. Still, there are some grays. We'll solve it. I asked you to do the second one. One more thing I have to check. One is you have to turn the data into green. Second one, I told you 3 things to be checked. First one is you have to check with green. Second one, heading. Heading. You have to check whether your heading is correct. Tell me whether my heading is right here. No. Heading is not right. Actually, this invoice number should be the heading of my table. Invoice date should be the heading of the table. Region name should be the heading of the table. State name should be the heading of the table. So we have to make this as the heading. This has to be the heading of my table. So what we do? Once again, 2 methods. Actually 3, but straight away 2 methods. Go to the left hand side corner here. Left hand side corner. There is a small arrow mark. Click on the arrow mark and use this option. Use first row as a header. Method 1. Method 2. Home tab. Go to the home tab. Under home tab, use first row as the header. Any one of this method, be careful. Any one of this method, don't do both. Don't do both. If you are doing both, what will happen is 2 heading will be promoted. Be careful. Then this row will become a header. Madhya Pradesh will be the heading, Gwalior will be the heading. So don't do that. Go ahead. This or that, not this and that. This or that. Any one of it. Either go to home tab and click on use first row as the header, or click on the arrow mark, use first row as the header. Right? Let me do this. Let us do this. I'll click here. Use first row as the header. My heading has been promoted. Now, you would have noticed here 2 steps has been added. Actually, I did only 1. I promoted the header, but as he has asked for it, change type. Here also you can see one more change type has happened. Could you tell me what has happened here? I think it's a very big change. It's a drastic change happened in your data. Could you tell me what is the change has happened? Any idea? What is the change type is doing here? You can check before the type, before the step, what has happened. After the step, what has happened? Could you tell me what is the change has happened here on my data?
Invoice number
Hmm.
1, 2, 3.
Hmm. Earlier it was ABC, now it has changed into 1, 2, 3. Invoice date. Earlier it was a 1, 2, 3. Now it has changed. Earlier it was ABC. It has changed into invoice date, where we can see it has changed into a calendar. This is the power of using this Power Query. What has happened is it has scanned through your entire document and that automatically detected. The third process is automatically done by Power Query itself. I told you to check three things: green, heading, data type. Data type has been automatically converted by Power BI here. It has scanned through the entire document and it says this entire column is having a number data type. It has scanned through this entire column. The entire column is a date data type. And this one is ABC, this one is ABC, this one is ABC. So the entire data type is automatically converted by Power Query. 95% it will convert. 95% Power Query will identify and convert it. But what is that 5%? Sometimes Power Query cannot convert your data. Sometimes, very rarely. We'll do that. Today or tomorrow we'll see that. Sometimes Power Query will not handle it. Power Query will not change your data type. What we can do is, we can give one more chance to Power Query. One more chance. If you are not detected, we will ask one more chance Power Query to detect it now. I think it has detected fine. But if you want to detect it again, if it is not detected properly, for example, this 3 column, it is not detecting the data type properly. So we'll give second chance. Go to the transform tab. There is a transform tab. Under the transform tab, detect the data type. Now detect it. If you didn't detect it on the first process, if you are not able to detect it properly, so let us give one more chance for it. Detect it now. 95% it will detect on the first process itself. 95%. If it is not detecting, we are giving second chance. It will detect it. 99% it will detect it now. 99%. What is that 1%? After this also, if you are not able to detect it properly, third option, we can forcefully change it. Already we have given 2 chances to Power Query. It's not converting it properly. Let us take the lead now. Now we will convert it. How do we convert it? Very simple. For example, suppose I don't like this invoice number to be in a number format. I want the invoice number to be in a text. Very simple. Click on the left hand side corner here on this 1, 2, 3 and change it to whatever the data type you want. You can change. This also we'll explore it after the session. After this session. Maybe today or tomorrow we'll see that. But first process, Power Query has done perfectly. It has converted all your data type properly. If it is not doing it, try the second one. If it is not doing the second one, try the third one. Done? Clear? Yes.
Within the product, now when we try to promote entries, say 1 or 2 entries are not in the number format. It not promoted, or it will take some percentage that if more than 95% of the data falls in that, I still promote it.
It will promote it. It will promote it, but your type will be here 1, 2, 3 and ABC both. If you have mixture of 1, 2, 3 as well as ABC
So
numbers.
for it to change to a specific type, the 100% data should fall to that category, no outliers.
Okay.
I'm saying that in the invoice,
Actually, why it is taking it as this? Because the invoice number is on the bottom.
Okay.
It is treating the invoice number is also a part of the data. So it is showing 1, 2, 3 and ABC. It is having the mixture of.
suppose in the 3000 entries, let's say 3000, let's say 2900, there are 5 invoices which has some letters also. So in that case, would Power BI detect it as number, or it will still
It
keep
will
it?
detect both. You would have get ABC and 1, 2, 3.
So that is the normal alphanumeric. So it will not promote it to number, so for it to
No,
promote,
no, It will not promote it as alpha.
100%.
Either it will promote it as alphanumeric or alphabets, not numerics, because we have mixture of values.
It has to, for it to, that should comply with
Number. If it is 100% number, it will convert it as number. Otherwise, if 95% is number and text, it will be treated as alphanumeric. Okay? Merge cell will be removed. It will become, there is a merge cells in between, it will be removed. And where is the data? Suppose the data is in A1, it will be placed at here. Even though merge cells, the data will be in one cell only, right? In Excel. In that it will be taken out. It will remove that merge. All in power UV. Load it, immediately it will remove the merge.
So the data where we go.
That's what I told. The data may be in some other cell. That Excel, if you open that source data, this table I think we have merged, right? Even though this table is merged, this data is available in cell number. It will take it as A1. If you merge multiple cells, you merge panalo. If you type something, it will be at the cell number J5. So it will take the data in J5. Merge cells, but the data will be available in only one cell. If you unmerge it, your data, you can see the data will be available in A1, correct? So it will take it as A1. Right. Now tell me, can I load this? Is all my process completed? Green, heading is perfect, green is okay, and the heading is, data type is perfect. Can I load this data to Power BI now? Yes? No? Can I load it? I'm saying no. Why? There are columns empty. There are some columns empty, and you would have already seen that in payment method there are some empty cells. We have to make everything as green. I told you the first process, everything has to be green. Why there is empty? This is the problem in Excel. This is the problem when you get that not only from Excel, some other source also. This data, I didn't find any empties here. But here, when I go to the right hand side, there are some empty rows. There are some empty columns. When I load this into Power Query, I am getting some empty columns. So what's the problem here? We are not using Excel for analyzing or creating report. I have seen people are using Excel for everything. To letter writing, they are using Excel. To note down a phone number, email ID, everything they are using in Excel. For example, let me open some other. I don't want to disturb this data. Let me open some other data here. Yeah. For example, I opened this data. And in Excel, we have a key that is Control End. When I press Control N, it will go to the last cell of my data, correct? So it's perfectly going to the last cell. This is my data. My last cell in this data is around 6,500 and this is my last cell. Fine. Now let me go to the top. Assume this data, I opened it, suddenly I'm receiving a phone call or some other. I'm just entering some data. Someone is asking to note it down something. I'm noting down something here. I'm noting down my email, something, phone number, mobile number, something, I'm noting it down. After this, I recognize now I don't want it, I'm deleting it. I noted it, I did within few seconds, I noted it and I deleted it. Now let me press Control End. Unfortunately, my data is ending here. There is no end. I entered it, I deleted it. But still, so if I load this data into Power Query, what will happen? All these columns are empty columns. That's a problem. Anyway, the latest version, Office 365 of Excel. Anyway, that I will teach you meaning of Excel, but still, I'm giving a small tip here. If you want to clean up your data, you want to improve the performance of your system, unwanted rows and unwanted columns has to be removed. We have a tool available in Excel, latest version of 365. Go to the Review tab. Under Review tab, you can see the Check Performance. It will check the performance of your system. If there is some unwanted rows and columns, it will check it and it will clean up and it will optimize your system performance. Unwanted rows and unwanted columns will be removed here. That's the advantage of this. But before loading into Power Query, you can check this in Excel. Or you are sharing this file to someone else, you can check. Anyway, as I told, this I will cover it in the Excel training. Check performance, check accessibility. There are so many options available. But please do this. Before loading into Power Query or before sending an Excel file to someone else, please check the performance. Please check the accessibility also. As he has asked, there is some merged cells. So I want to know where is that merged cells. I want to remove the merged cells. Heading is not correct. Your coloring is not correct. Sometimes I will not give you the right colors. Other people cannot see the colors properly. So go to the review tab and check the accessibility. It will check the accessibility of your system. Looks good. No issues found. You can see whether my data is very hard to read, unwanted format, unwanted table headings, merged cells. So it will check everything here. Before sending these files to others, I recommend please do these two things in Excel. Check the performance, check the accessibility, right? Anyway, it's a Power BI training, but still I'm giving tips about Excel. Right, that's the problem. Why I came here is, that's a problem here in my source data. That's the reason there are so many empty columns. So I have to remove all the empty columns. How do we remove all the empty columns? Two methods. One is, of course, very simple. How do we do it in normal Excel or anything? Right click and there is an option called as remove columns. But I don't suggest this. I recommend, I will tell you why I am recommending it. I recommend to go to the Home tab. Under Home tab, there is an option available called as Choose Columns. Choose column. I am going to choose the column. Instead of removing the columns, choose the columns. I will tell you what is the advantage and what is the purpose of choosing the columns. Let me go to the Choose Columns. All the column names are listed here. So what are all the columns you want to keep? It has to be checked. Whatever the columns you don't want it, uncheck it. For example, I'll scroll down. This is the reason first I promoted the heading and doing it. If you are not promoted the heading, I don't know which is a required column here. When I promoted the heading, now I'm able to identify net profit is required because it's having the data. Column 21, 22, which doesn't have a data. So I can remove it. So that's the reason I did the promote heading first and then I did this. You can do it later or you can do it first also, but I want to know which is the right column. That's the reason I promoted the heading, right? Now I'll uncheck the column which I don't want. Column 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. I removed that unwanted columns. Knowingly, unknowingly, assume that very fastly I'm saying. Here I have 20, suppose I have 100 columns. Knowingly, unknowingly, I have unchecked a column. Just imagine I have unchecked a particular column. Now I say okay. After loading it, now only I am checking my data and I found that net profit is not there. Unknowingly, I removed that net profit column. Could you tell me how can I get it back again? Once again, you have to go to choose columns. Instead, this is the next advantage of this Power Query. You can see on the applied steps, two options are available. Left hand side, there is an option. This is for undoing an activity. And there is one more button available here, settings. This is for editing your activity. The last activity you can edit it. That's the purpose or advantage of this applied steps. These are all the things which you cannot do it in Excel. Undo is undo. You cannot edit the last step. But here we have an option called as editing, which will be useful in our upcoming sessions. This editing steps. Edit steps. So last step, you can edit it. You can come here. Suppose after loading into Power BI also, now I want to edit and I want to add one more column. Yes, you can do it. So come back to the edit steps and select this net profit now and say okay. It comes back. Instead of removing and adding one more extra step. That's why I suggested to go with remove other columns. Sorry, choose columns instead of removing the columns. If you will not get this applied steps. You will just remove the columns. Some extra data here. First is automatically it's change. Load ஆகும்போது செக் பண்ணி சேஞ்ச் கரெக்டா லோடு பண்ணும்போது டேட்டா செக் பண்ணணும். அதனால தான் ஏபிசி ஒன்று அதுலயே செக் எக்ஸ்ட்ரா இருக்கு நம்பர் அது மாத்தி ப்ரமோட் பண்ணப்போ ஒன் சைடு columns இருக்கும் எப்படி சம்மரி ஒன் பை ஒன். Okay, can I load it now? Yes. Still there are some cells. In which column? Payment method or payment mode. So let me go to that payment method, or if you are tough, it's very tough to select the column here because here I have 20 or 30, it's okay. Suppose I have 200 columns. I want to go to the payment mode column. How can I go to that payment column instead of searching it here? So once again, you can go to the home tab, choose column, arrow mark. Under this, there is an option called as go to column. Go to column and you can select the search box here. Search box, payment mode, or select that payment mode here and say go to, it will go to that particular column. Because there may be 200 columns. I want to go to a particular column. Instead of manually scrolling down, you can go to that particular columns. So I am going to the column called as payment mode. So I selected the payment mode column. In payment mode column, as you are rightly indicated, there are 20% of data is empty. There are nulls. The reason for null is either we would have not received the payment or we would have received the payment in some other mode. Assume that I have received the payment in a cash. That's why I didn't enter the data here. If you would have received as a check or online transfer, it has automatically entered the data. Cash means manually I have to enter. So the people forgot to enter the data. So wherever there is a null, it has to be replaced with something like cash. Assume that it has to be replaced with cash. Because I don't like null. It has to be replaced with cash or pending or some other. I will replace it with cash. Select that column. Select the column. Two methods once again. Right click on the column heading. Right click on the column. And there is an option called as replace values. Method 1. Right click. Replace value, or once again go to the home tab. Replace values. So whichever is convenient, whichever is easier. Either right click and go to replace values or go to the home tab, replace values. Both are same. Both are similar. Okay. Let me do this. Replace values. And it's case sensitive. It's case sensitive. Small letters and capital letters. Null. 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 Has to be replaced. Even though it's empty, we have to type it as null. Null has to be replaced with cash. So wherever we have null, it has to be replaced with cash. Wantedly or unwantedly, I am giving a wrong spelling. Assume that I have given a wrong spelling here. So I have given something like instead of cash, I have given a wrong spelling. Now I say OK. So wherever we have null, it has replaced with some word here. But unknowingly, I have typed a wrong spelling. How can I edit it? So go to the settings, applied steps. So anytime you can come here, anytime you can change your applied steps. Yes. And whatever we are doing it now, you have to do it only once in your lifetime for this data. Only once in your lifetime. That's all. After this, load the data. That's it. All the steps, whatever we did, will be automatically applied to your new data also. Let us check that. Let us check that. I hope we have did all the three process. Green is done. Heading is perfect. Data type is correct. Can I load this? Can we load this? Yes.
Amount is a blank, it will be calculated automatically.
No, it will be null. If amount is black, it will be null.
If amount is zero, we put
Here, amount is zero. You are saying Then make it as a pending. The payment is still pending. Instead of getting null, we can put some words so that when you create a report, it's easy to understand. When you create a report, it will show you null is 20. You may get confused. Pending what is. That's your wish. Here I received it, that's why I am putting a cash. Or you can use the word pending or we didn't receive. Any word. Pending or what you say, finance. What is it? Due. Due. You can put a word called as due or what. Amount one or not, you will put. That's your wish. But here we received it. This time assuming that we received it through a cash or non-cash. Your wish.
Planning the columns will different.
There's nothing different. No formulas and no. It will be treated as a data. It doesn't have any difference. Everything is a separate column.
Trying to fix that issue. Is there a way that it will, in the 19 columns, it will suggest after that there are only 2 columns which has empty, so we can focus directly on the 2 columns rather than going forward? Is there an option?
As of now, no. Whatever you said, I already returned it to Microsoft. So bring it to the first position at least. It's not going there. Wherever there is a column error, give some message. There is a problem in column number 19, column number 20, and just pop out some message. Return it to Microsoft. We raised even I have returned to. As of now, it's not. As of now, you have to scan through the entire document and take it as of now. As of now, no other. Right? Shall we load it? We will talk about it. What are all the do's and don'ts in our source? Whether we can add a row, whether we can add a column, whether we can change it. First, let me load this. Then we check about the do's and don'ts in our source. What all things can be done, what all things cannot be. We'll discuss about it in our next talk. Now I am going to load this data to Power BI.
If anyone is having the formula,
It will be treated as a value.
value only.
No formula. If suppose here is I think the amount minus discount, it will be treated as a value. No formula. Formula here. I suggest if you have the formula also, suppose here there is a total. Total net profit is founded based on sum of amount minus something. Don't do it in Excel. My suggestion is avoid writing formulas and function in Excel. If you want to do a formula function in Excel, try to do it in Power Query. Because Excel cannot handle a huge data. If you have 5 lakh rows, I'm just adding 2 columns and writing one extra column. 5 lakh rows, the columns will be added, which will slow down your system process. Better to do it in Power Query. See how to do this in Power Query. How to write a formula function in Power Query. We'll see it today or tomorrow. Right? It will be treated as a value. So can I load this? Everyone? So I'm going to load this. How can I load this? Go to the Home tab, close and apply. If you are 100% sure that we have cleaned up, we have transformed the data and we are going to load it, straight away you can click on this close and apply if you are 100% sure. If you are not sure, still I want to do some process. Let me do the process and load it later. Let me load this to Power BI later means then you have to select the second one, apply. Apply is equivalent to saving and having it here. Still we have to do some process. Apply it and then load it later. Last one is close. Without say whatever we did, without saving it, closing it. It's like closing the file without saving in Excel. Without saving, closing the file. Whatever we did, everything will go off. So I better recommend to go with close and apply. So close and apply, 2 methods. Arrow mark and close and apply, or straight away you can click on close and apply also. So I recommend to click on close and apply. And when you click on close and apply, you will get a message. Apply settings are pending. Don't do anything. Please wait. It may take some time based on your size of your data. It may take some time. Maybe I'll close that Power BI. It will say apply or discard settings, but don't worry, it will be applied. Yes, it's loading to Power BI now. Please wait for a few seconds. I have unfortunately minimized that Power BI. It's loading now. It's taking loading now. Yes, all the 3200 rows or 3300 rows or whatever, how many rows are there, it will be loaded into Power BI. I have minimized that Power BI. During the break, I have minimized it. Now I maximized it. Yes, it's loaded. How can I note that it's loaded? On the right hand side below the data, my sheet name is also data. The heading is also data. So I expand this. This is my file name or sheet name, and I expand it. All the column names are displayed here. But fortunately or unfortunately, all the column name will be in an alphabetical order. It can be in a different order in your source. But here when it comes to Power BI, it comes in alphabetical order. You can see amount comes first, city, cost center, customer type, department. It will be in alphabetical order. This part you cannot do it. Now on the left hand side of your data, you can see a sigma is displayed. That means this data is in the number type. Whenever you see a calendar image, that means this column is in a date data type. If there is a empty, that means this column is in a text data type. You will see some other icon also. Measures, when you create measures, calculator field, you will see some other icons. But if this is not proper, for example, my amount is not properly converted as a data type, discount is not in a sigma, if this is not in a sigma, your data type was not converted, I want to convert it now. Where can I convert it? You have to go back to Power Query. So how can I go back to Power Query? Two methods. Method number one, right click on this particular table data, right click. There is an option called as Edit Query. Edit Query. Method one. Method two, Home tab, Transform Data. Two methods. I recommend the first one. Why? Because here I have only one table. Okay. Suppose I have three tables. I want to edit only a particular table. If I right click and edit, it automatically goes to the Power Query of that particular table. So no need to go again. This straight away goes to Power Query. There you have to select the table. Which table you want to modify. You have to select the table. But here it automatically goes to the table. You can do anything. I recommend this. Right click, edit queries. You can see straight away it goes to the table here. It goes to the applied steps of the table. Table is opened, it goes to the table. But whenever you go for transform data, the problem, it's not a problem. But we have to do one more extra step, that's all. It will go to the transform data and you have to select which table you want to transform. Suppose if you have 3 or 4 tables. Here we have only one table, that's not a problem. When you have 3 or 4 tables, then you have to come here. That's a problem. That's not a problem. You have to do one more step. So either right click and go to edit query, or you can go to the transform data. It goes to Power Query. All the steps, whatever you have applied, all the steps will be permanently stored here. Permanently stored here. Anytime you can come here. Anytime you can modify your steps. Okay. Go back is close and apply, or you can top. You can see there is a into mark because I didn't do any changes. Straight away I can close it. It's not required to go back to close and apply. I didn't do any changes, so I can click on the close button. It goes to Power BI again. Okay, done. Clear? Yes.
So till now we have not saved
Of course,
any name.
of course, you have to save it. That's our next process. You have predicted what's our next chapter. Save your files. So that's what I am about to say. Please save your files. As of now, we have not saved it. So go to File. And you know that even though if you are not saving, every 10 minutes your file will get saved. But okay, it's better to save the file. File, Save As. First time means you have to go to Save As. If you are already saved, you can use Control S or you can save it also. Let us go to Save As. It's like an Excel file. It's like an Excel file. Excel will be saved as XLSX. This will be saved as PBIX. PBI. So browse this device. Where you want to save it, you decide. In the same folder where I have that Excel file, you can save it as per your wish. I'm saving it in the same location, maybe 01 transaction data. You can give your own name also. For your understanding, you can give some meaningful name as per your wish. Save it. I hope you are already aware, right? Even though if you are saving the file, every 10 minutes your file will get saved. It's not common for PowerPoint, it's common for Word, Excel and PowerPoint also. Go to that file, office button. Go to the file office button. Options and settings. File, office button. Options and settings. Options. File, options and settings. Options. Under option, it will open a dialog box where we can see save and recover. Click on the save and recover. You can notice that every 10 minutes your file will get saved. You can change your timings also here. You can change your timings. Don't have 1 minute. Every 1 minute it will get saved. You can just watch. You cannot do any activity. You cannot do anything. So try to have at least 5 or 10 minutes. Okay. Now, is it required every time I have to go to Power Query and check my data? Can I check the data inside a BI itself? Of course. Second button on the left hand side. Second view. The table view. The first one is the report view, which we didn't use it as of now. Actually, it's by default in the report view. Now I want to check my table. I don't want to go back to every time Power Query and check the data. I want to check it here itself. So click here. You can see your data. Your data will be available here. Okay. So this is how you can check your data. Come back to report view. Now, what is the do's and don'ts on your source data? Let me go to the source data here. What are all the things you can do or what are all the things you don't do here on your source data? First thing, can I change the column headings? Invoice number. Instead of invoice number, can I change the column heading to some other number, some other column heading? No. Don't change your column headings. Can I insert a new column? Half yes, half no. You can insert a new column, but where we can insert it? Not in the middle, at the last. You can insert the column only at the last. Don't insert the column in between here. Don't do that. If you want to insert it only at the last here. Because it is linked with this. I think this column number is J, S means S column we have the net profit. So it's linked with the X column next profit. So don't change your column headings. Don't insert a column in between, insert it at the last. Can I change your sheet names? No. Don't change your sheet names. Because the sheet name is linked. That's a name, it's displayed here. Correct? That's a name, data is displayed. Amount is displayed. So column name is linked. Sheet name is linked. Can I change your file name? Surprisingly, yes. You can change your file names. Instead of 01 transaction data, can I give some other name? Of course you can give it. But unfortunately, if you give a different name, your link will be removed. No problem. We can establish the link again. Only the link will get removed. Because we are not going to use the sheet name. Are we using any sheet? File name is used in your data? No, it's not. Your file name is not there. You have to create a report, either you use the file sheet name or you use the column name. Your file name is not used here. So the link will be removed, but we can establish the link. Can I change the folder name? That's also surprisingly yes. You can change your folder name. Now this data is loaded in a particular folder, D drive or E drive. Tomorrow I am going to cut it and put it into OneDrive or Google Drive or some other drives. We can change it. But once again the link will be removed. We'll establish the link. Can I add a new row? Of course we can add a new row. Where we can add it? Anywhere you can add it. Anywhere you can add it. It's not required you have to add it only at the. You can add it in the middle also. But a better practice, what you said is correct. Adding that the last, that's a better practice because I already had a September month, October month or November month should be added after the last month. So better to add it at the last. Let me try that. I am going to add a new data here. Let me go to the last row. Maybe I think around 3,200 rows are there. I'm going to add a new data here. Wantedly, I will leave some empty space here. Could you tell me why I'm giving an empty space? I'm giving an empty space to check. In our Power Query, we have written a step that if there is an empty row, the empty row has to be removed. So I want to check that whether that empty row is been removed or not. So for a time saving, I will copy the data. Maybe I'll put a different number and same invoice number. I change the invoice number and date because I don't want to type it. I'm copying this data, Control C, and I'll come to some other row on the bottom. I'm going to add a new row and I check whether it's updating on my source table. So on my Power BI. So I'm adding something here, 4,200. Instead of 4,200, let me make it as 4,300 something. I'm adding a new row. How can I get a current date in Excel? I want today's date. How do we get the current date in Excel? Any idea? Today will update. If I open tomorrow, the date will turn into tomorrow. But I want today's date to be entered. Control semicolon. Yes, very good. There is a shortcut key called as Control semicolon. Next to L on your keyboard. Control semicolon. Press Control semicolon, which will give you the current date. Here. Or if you want to type the date, please type it. But I prefer whenever you enter the data, not only in Excel, anywhere whenever you enter a data, please follow this method. Date, space, month in 3 alphabetical character, year in 4 numerical character. Always follow this method when you enter the date. Fortunately, today is 24. Suppose today's date is less than 12. I'm typing 10 September or 10/9/2025. System doesn't know which is the month, which is the year. DMY, MDY format. But here clearly I have indicated 24th is the date. September is the month. 2025 is the year. So this is the best way for entering a date. But in Excel, we have a shortcut key, Control semicolon. Let me do that. I'm entering South, Tamil Nadu. Let me take something as Chennai. And I say export customer, commercial vehicles, accessories, quality, purchase. And wantedly, I'm leaving some empty space on my payment mode to check. Because in payment mode, we have did query settings that if there's a payment mode is empty, it has to be replaced with cash. I want to check that whether it's working or not. And I will add a new data, something. Let it be the same data, or I will add some new data, 30 lakhs, something. I'm adding some dummy values. I'm adding it here. Some dummy values, I'm adding some values here. Okay, let it be 9,000. So I added a dummy values here. At the last, we have added a values at the last. Now let me, whenever you do something, it's always a better habit to close it. Whenever you do something, because it's linked with some other, save it, Control S, Control W, I closed it. Now let me go to Power BI. How can I check the data in Power BI? Table view. But there are so many data, but I want to know whether this new data is added or not. I don't know where is that new data. Manually, I want to search it. Instead, what we can do, I can bring the latestly added data on the top. How do we do it? New data to be on the top. Sort it. Click on the arrow mark. Then go for sort. Descend. That's why I am given 4,300 or something. Either sort the invoice number in descending or sort the invoice date in a descending so that the last date will come to the top. Let me check this. I am sorting it in descending. Unfortunately, the new data is not there. It's like a pivot table in Excel. But unfortunately, they did it in the latest version. In pivot table of Excel, I will explain that. So whenever you modify the data in the source, pivot table will not get updated. What we have to do? In pivot table. But here no need to change the range. We have to just home tab, refresh. Yes. The new data is automatically added. Automatically it has removed all the empty rows. Automatically, wherever we have wherever we have null, it has replaced with cache. This is the advantage, or this is the power of using this Power Query. Whatever the applied steps you did, it's automatically applied to your new data also. Yes.
File name rechanged, but the data sheet not changed. But again, I have to do the Power Query for all the steps. No need.
You have to link it. I will tell you how to link it. One small information here. I told you like pivot, but the latest version in August month of Microsoft Excel. I don't know whether you have upgraded to August month. If you have upgraded to August month of Excel, no need to refresh it. They have added a new feature in Excel. I'm not saying in Power Query, it's in Excel. Whenever you add the data, it automatically added to your pivot table in Excel. They have created a new feature called as auto refresh in Excel. Saying in Excel. So the days are gone. No need to add the data and refresh the data in Excel. There is auto refresh available in this August month version. I think it was updated in the August month 2025 of Excel. Right. So to check whether my data is updating or not, I have just added a data into my source and we have refreshed it. Let me delete this data. Let me delete the data because later we are going to create a report. I will get a different answer. You will get a different answer. I have added a dummy data. I may get a different answer here. That's the reason I will delete this data. I'm just deleting the data just to check whenever I add the data whether it's updating on my Power BI. I added the data and I checked it. It's working fine. Now let me change the source. I'll save it and close it. And I tell data, it is not updating here. So what has to be done? Refresh again. So if I refresh it, yes, the old data is deleted. The break, at least we should have created 1 or 2 reports. Let us try. Now, so we have seen when I add the data, what has to be done to your table, it has to be refreshed. And second thing, as I told, if I change the table name, file name, if I change the location of my table, your link will get removed. How can I establish the link again? So go to the home tab again. Go to the home tab. Go to the transform data. There is an arrow mark in the transform data. Under the arrow mark of the transform data, data source settings. Data source settings. Click on the data source settings. So it shows me where this original file is residing now. This is the area where my original file is residing. It shows the location here. Suppose I changed that location. I changed the file name. I changed the sheet name, location name. Then go to the change data source. Click on the change data source and select the new source here. Suppose I change it to some other. Instead of this D drive, I pasted this, I moved this file to some other drive. Browse and you can select that new folder, new file, where the file is linked. So if you have changed your folder names, if you have changed your file names, to relink it again, once again to establish the link, go to the data source settings. And 2 things, this data source settings and refresh, it's not required you have to do it in Power BI. You can do it in Power Query also. But I recommend in Power BI, but you can do it in Power Query. I'm going to go back to Power Query again. How to go to Power Query? Transform data or right click edit query. In Power Query also, you have an option available. Refresh data source settings. In the home tab, it's available here. Either way you can do it. You can do it in BI or you can do it in query. Both are same. Both are same. Okay. So home tab, transform data. There is an arrow mark on the transform. That's what I'm saying. Transform, arrow mark on the transform, there is an arrow mark. Okay. Now we are in how many workflow we have completed out of 5? I told you 5 workflows in Power BI. We have how many we have completed? First one is get. We done get. Then transform is over. Then load. So now we are in reporting. Very good. So we are going to create a report now. Before creating a report, I recommend to do one thing, that is your page settings. Make the page settings, because after creating the report, if you align your pages, your report will get collapsed. So better to do the page settings now itself. Later you can do it, but my suggestion is arrange the page settings first, then create a report. If you are creating the report and arranging the page settings, your page may get collapsed. So better do it now itself. So how can I arrange the page settings? Place the cursor on some empty area of my canvas. How do we come to canvas? Report view. Come to the canvas area. Visualization. Under the visualization, there is a second button available. Format your report page. Format your report page. Go to the visualization. Below the visualization, format your report page. Unformat your report page. There are some sub options available. Page information, canvas settings, canvas background. Let us do one by one. First, let us go to the page information. So click on this format your report page. Format your report page. Before that, place the cursor on some empty area. Format your report page. Page information. So the first one is renaming the page. Is it required you have to go to this page information and rename the page? Can I rename the page straight away here like an Excel? Of course you can do it. How do we rename the page in Excel? Is right click and rename or double click on it and rename it, whichever is convenient. It's not required you have to come here and rename it. You can rename it here also. So let me do this. Right click or double click, right click rename or double click here. And this is my home page. So this is going to be first page, home page. So I have given a name for it. So either way you can give a name. Right click rename or go to the page information and rename it. Allow use as a tool tip. Allow Q&A. Very powerful. Even I can use the word called a magical feature. This is a magical feature. Unfortunately, we are not going to see the feature today. We are going to see it tomorrow. Because before doing it, you should understand what is the tooltip. You should understand what is the Q&A. Then we'll see how to use that Q&A and how to use the tooltip. Before that, you have to do some process. So we are parking this now. We are not going to use this now. So we'll see it in the later part. If we switch on that also, nothing will happen as of now. So don't switch off it. Switch on that. So first what I did is only one thing. That is I changed the page name. Fine. Then I will collapse this page information. Canvas settings, that is your size, the page size. So the canvas settings, what could be the size of your page? I think worldwide they have standardized it, correct? All your screen size is in the type of 16:9. Even this TV screen is 16:9. Even my laptop screen is 16:9. When you get a PowerPoint presentation, your slide size is also 16:9. I don't know whether you have noticed it. Suppose if I open a PowerPoint presentation, I open a PowerPoint now. When I open a slide, the slide is also a 16:9. So I open a slide, go to the design tab in PowerPoint. Under the design tab, you can see the slide size. The slide size is also 16:9. So worldwide, they have standardized it. All your screen size is 16 bar. I recommend to go with 16:9 because when you publish the report, if other people want to see, it's better to put it in 16:9 format. But if you want to change it, you can change it, which I don't recommend now. I will tell you when we can change it, not now. If you want to change this, you can go here, you can change your file size 4:3, the old one. Like a square type, old monitors is square types. So old monitors, letter, tooltip or custom, you can adjust the size manually, which I don't recommend. As of now, I'll go with the 16:9. What is this alignment? This alignment doesn't make any difference here. This will make a difference when you publish it. When you publish it, how your report should appear. We will publish it, we'll see, open the report only in the browser, Edge browser or Chrome browser. When you open it, how your report should be, whether your report should come on top of the browser or on the bottom of it. You are middle of it, sorry. We have only two things, top and middle. That's your wish. So let me select top or middle means you will see the heading that the margin is appearing on the top. You can see now the margin is appearing here. Your wish. I will go with top here. Canvas background. What's the color you wanted? Whether you want to go with a white color or you want to give some other color as the canvas. So let me go to the canvas background. For example, I'll select some colors. Just an example, I'm selecting a blue. Unfortunately, there is no background as a blue. The reason is I selected blue, but there is no blue here. The reason is your transparency is 100%. You have to reduce the transparency. Now you will get a background color. How is your template? Background white? Or I think you have some gray also, right? Some templates I have seen with some gray color on the backgrounds. Okay, your wish. But a small warning is all your Power BI reports was designed assuming that the background will be white. All your report will be designed the background as white. If you are giving different background, then you have to switch off that background of that other visuals. I will tell you how to do that. Your wish. If you want a blue color or black color or gray color background, you can select it. Or suppose I don't want a background color. I want to put a company picture, company logo, maybe like this, your company vehicle to be on the background of your screen. Then you can go for this browse. Suppose assume I want to put your company logo as the background. I hope I should have your company logo. Yes. I'll put your company logo on the background. And you can increase the fit or fill stretch. I'm filling this logo around of your page. This is up to you, your wish. I prefer the background or logo should be not on the background. Logo normally you will place it on corner, which right, left, top, bottom, left side corner. PowerPoint it's on the right. Okay. Right. So as you indicated, I don't like the logo should be on the background. If you want it, you can do it. Or you can put a company background or company picture as the background. But I don't like this. Let me reset it to default. Reset it. I'll bring white background now. And wallpaper. Wallpaper also same thing. But could you tell me what is the difference between the wallpaper background and canvas background? Is there any difference or both are same? Both are not same. If it is same, they would have not given two options for it. What is the difference between wallpaper and canvas background? Canvas is on the within the margin. Within the margin. Wallpaper is the entire page. Your wish. I once again go with the white backgrounds. And what is this two things? Filter pane and filter card. So you can see there is a filter pane available here. This is called as filter pane. This filter pane, you can make this filter pane visible to your end user after publishing. All the other things may not be visible. This menu may not be visible to your user. This view may not be visible to your visual. This visualization data may not be visible. These are all the things which is not visible after publishing. But this you can make it as visible. Because I can give a permission for my user. They can filter the data manually. If you want to give the permission, this I symbol should be opened. I don't want to give a permission, means you can close this. We'll explore it later. But why this filter pane and filter card is, if you are making this filter pane visible to the other user, what should be the background? What should be the color for it? This color. Filter on page, what is the color? What is the background? That all you can set it here. Filter pane and filter card. For example, text color, I'm saying a different text color. You can see this text color would have changed. This filter pane text color. Okay, this is about this colors. When you publish it, this filter colors. Filter colors and filter cards. As of now, I'm not doing anything on this. To be open, to be precise, we did only one changes in this format. Only one changes. Sheet name, page name. That's all. Other things we have explored it. We didn't change anything. We have changed only the sheet name. Now, as you have indicated, let me insert your company logo on the left-hand side corner of my page. Insert. Go to the tab of Insert. Under the Insert tab, Image. Go to Insert, go to Image. And remember one very important thing. You cannot do anything on the image. You can adjust the size of the image, contrast, brightness, cropping. Nothing can be done in Power BI. Do everything in other software and bring it here. That's all. Only the sizing can be done. Only the position you can have it. Nothing can be done in Power BI. About the picture. Because it's not a picture tool, it's a data analysis tool. So go to Insert, Picture. Let me select your logo. As I indicated, you can increase or decrease the height and width. That's all. And I placed your image logo on the left side corner. Okay. I hope you have a template of fonts. What is the font you are using? Aptos or Daimler font is Aptos? Okay. Right. I will tell you how to bring your company font here. Anyway, it's not part of Power BI. You have to bring it here. No other. You have to follow some steps to bring it here. For an example, we have given a logo here. Now I want to put a title for this report. Title. So insert a title. We can go to insert. Under insert, if I go to the text box, go to insert and go to text box. When I click on the text box and I click inside the text box, here go UI, there is some font. You can change the font. When I click on the arrow mark, unfortunately, your company font will not be visible here. Correct? So, all the Calibri, Cambria, there are some list of fonts, but we don't want this font. I want to utilize your company font here. And I don't want to select the font every time like this. Whenever insert a visual, I have to go here and change the font, which I don't recommend. Whenever I insert visual, by default, I want your company font should appear here straight away. So how can I make this? Let me delete this text box as of now because it's giving some font. Manually, you can change it, but I don't recommend it. Let us see the template of font. I will remove this. How can I remove this? Select it and delete it, or go to the 3 dot and remove this 3 dot, and I remove this text box. Go to the view tab. There is a view tab available. Go to the view tab. Above the group of themes, there is an arrow mark. Go to the arrow mark. Under the arrow mark, go to the view tab. Under view tab, go to the arrow mark here. Under the arrow mark, scroll down. Customize current themes. Customize current themes. Click on that customize current theme. It opens a dialog box. The first theme is about the colors. Template of colors. When you create a chart, first chart will be in this blue, second chart will be in this color, third chart will be in this color, fourth chart, fifth chart, sixth chart, negative, positive. Anyway, we are going to do some conditional formatting today or tomorrow. So when you apply the conditional formatting, negative value, what is the color you want, positive values, what is the color you want, that you can change it. But we'll explore the colors later. The main reason why it came here is text. Text. All the 4 under text, general, title, card KPI, tab header. All the 4. Make it as some other font because your company font is not there. As of now, your company font will not be there. Change it to some other font, whichever the font you wish now, as of now. Let me go to general, font family, select some font family. But please do remember Arial, Times New Roman, Calibri, Cambria, any font. For example, I will go with Calibri. General, I am selecting Calibri. Don't change your font sizes, don't change your font colors. Because font size may vary from visual to visual. Pie chart, the font size may be larger. When you insert a card, the font size may be very bigger. So better don't change your font size and font colors. Colors also may vary from visual to visual. So change only the font families. General, I selected. Please do change it in all the 4. I will make it as Calibri. Don't have the default font. Change it to some other font. Your wish. Any font is your wish. Calibri. All the 4, I made it as Calibri. All the 4. All the 4, we made it as Calibri. All the 4. General, title, card KPI, tab headers. All the 4, we have given it as some other font. Your wish. Any font. Apply. Now that font is applied. Don't do it. Just I will check whether this font is applied or not. Insert. I'll go to the text box and I click inside the text box. Yes, I am getting the Calibri font. Actually, I don't want the Calibri font. Unfortunately, Power BI doesn't hold your company font. So what we have to do now? First step, go to View tab, go to this Themes, click on the arrow mark, go to the Customize Themes, and we gone to the text and we have selected all the 4 things into a same font family, Calibri, Calibri, Calibri. Second step, step number 2, go to the same View tab, same arrow mark, save current theme. Save the current theme. Whatever the theme we have set it, we have to save that current theme. Save current theme. And it's asking for a name, your wish. And it's asking for the, let me save it in the same folder where we have that exercise files. We have that Excel files and we have that PBIX files. Same location I'm saving this file. Let me give some name. Maybe I'll put your company name itself. Daimler theme or Daimler template. It will be saved as the JSON. JSON is a Java file. Don't worry about it. It will be saved as a JSON file. Save. So first one is customize the current theme. Second one is save the themes. What is your font name? Purpose. She told.
So Daimler in the
Daimler or Daimler space. Correct. Or who are all using Corpus or some other font also you selected. Daimler CS. So please remember, I'm not going to, I don't have this Daimler CS. I don't have this Daimler CS. Since I'm not part of your team, I don't have the Daimler CS. Let me use some other font. I will use the font called as Aptos. Which is not also part of your Power BI. So, but it's part of Microsoft Office. So I will use this font Aptos. You use the Daimler CS font. You use the Daimler CS font. Okay. So let me go to the folder where I have saved that template. I think Daimler theme is available here. I go to the same folder where I saved it. If you are using the old version of Windows, right click on it. If you are using, I think you are all using the latest version, but still, if you are using the old version, right click on this Daimler theme, go to Open With and go to Notepad. If you are using the old version of Windows, right click, Open With Notepad. I think you are all using Windows 11. Straight away you can go to Edit in Notepad. Right click on the template which we have saved. This is the third step. Step number 1, customize the template. Step number 2, save the template. Step number 3, right click on the template which we have saved. Right click on the template and go to Edit in Notepad. Edit in Notepad. It opens the Notepad and it shows some steps. Forget about this. Wherever the word Calibri is available, I have given Calibri. I don't know what is the font you have given. Wherever the word Calibri is available, go to that Calibri and replace with your font. Daimler space CS. Give the same name CS. I will replace with the font called as Aptos. You can give your own font. Only the double quotes and other things, please don't remove it. It should be as it is. Instead of Calibri, 4 areas you have to change. 4 areas. Forget about, there will be some coding and other things. Forget it. And wherever your Calibri is available, change it to Aptos. I'm changing it to Aptos. Sorry. You have to change it to Daimler CS. Okay. You should get it in 4 areas. If you are not getting in 4 areas, that means you have not changed 4 font there. You would have changed it in only 1 area. Before creating the edit themes, you would have changed it in 4 areas here. Done? Now the last and final step. Got it? Got it? You can save it. Customize current theme. Go to View. I repeated twice or thrice. Go to View, arrow mark, customize current theme. That's why if you have a problem in the first step, stop me and ask me there itself. Customize current theme. Text. Change all the 4 into particular font family.
that I changed.
That's the first step.
That I did.
Second one is click on the arrow mark, save current theme. And save it in some location. Which location you prefer? Then go to the location, right click, edit notepad. That's the third step, what we are doing now. Done. Change it to your font. Your spelling should be correct. Daimler space capital CS. D is capital. Daimler D is capital, correct? C is capital and S is capital, space in between. After doing it, save this notepad, Control S, and close this notepad. Save this notepad and close this notepad. Last and final step now. Come to Power BI. Go to View tab. Click on the arrow mark. If your company is having the default font of Power BI, the steps are not required. Some people are using Calibri, Arial. The steps are not required. You can straight away select the Calibri. Since your company is using a different font, I am saying this. The last and final step is click on the arrow mark. Scroll down. Browse for themes. That themes which we have saved. Browse for that themes and select that themes. Daimler theme. This is the theme which I have named it. Browse theme. It is added successfully. So browse for themes. Yes, you will get a message. The file successfully added. That's it. Your custom report theme is ready to use. Now let me try this. Got it. Let me go to insert now. Let me go to the text box now and click it. Your company font should be there. You should get your company font. Font style will change. Check it. Style. Type something and check it. Would have changed your font style. Name change. What is the purpose? Your font style is changing. Check that. I will increase the font size. And I will type your what is that? This report is transaction analysis. Transaction data. You can see my font has changed into the Aptos font. Maybe you will get your company template themes. So of renaming the should get the style. You will custom the style. That Calibri the style will turn into your company style. So company la Calibri is easy. I would have said the Calibri straight away. Company is not using this. That's why you followed so many things. And increase or decrease the height of the text. A small warning is you should not get a gray on the right hand side. There should not be a gray on the right hand side. If you are getting some gray image on the right hand side, it means your size is not correct. So increase and decrease the height of this text box. And if you feel it's very tough to drag that text box, there is a 3 dot. Using the 3 dot, you can place the text box wherever you want. And Power BI will help you with the positioning the text box. That's the right place for positioning. My logo is there and I will move it this. You can see the logo and this text box now position. There is a red dot appearing. This is the right way to position. I will move and you can see center. This is the center of my page and this is the center of the logo. This is the right way to position. If you want it on the center of the page, if you want it on the center of your logo, this is the right way to place it. So it will suggest you where you can place it. I want the center of the page, so I will place it here. Yes. So this is my title. We have inserted a title here. Right? Manually you can go drag or you can go to the 3 dot. 3 dot is the easiest way of dragging. Or you have to click on the border. Sometimes selecting the border is tougher. So go to the 3 dot. Wherever the 3 dot is there, go to the 3 dot and drag it. That's easy. You can see the 3. It's easy to drag if you are using the 3 dot. After this is only reports. We have another 2 or 3 minutes, 4 minutes. We'll do only one thing. Maybe reporting we will start in the afternoon. One final designing, we'll do it here. The last final designing. After this is only purely about reports. Let me add a line below this heading, below your company logo. I want to just draw a line to separate the headings and to separate your visuals. So go to insert again. Go to the shape. Insert shape. There are rectangle shape, triangle shape, oval shapes, any shape. Let me add this line. I want to draw a line below the heading and below the logo. I want to add a line. So let me add a line and decrease the height of the line, increase the width of the line. So I decrease the height, increase the width. Can I change the thickness of the line? And I want to change the color of the line. This line, I don't like it. It's very thinner. I want to make it as more thicker. And I don't like this line color. I want to put a different color for this line. Select this line. Right hand side, format shape. Select the line. Format shape. Under format shape, if you are not getting the format shape, that means you didn't select the line. You should have selected the line. Go to format shape. Style. Go to style. Fill color. No. Don't do the fill color. Fill color, when you are using a rectangle or when you are using some circle, inside it I want to put a color. That is fill color. But this is a line. For a line, you fill a color. You can fill the border color. Go to border and change the color of that. What is the color you wish? For example, I'll put some other color. Maybe a dark blue. And maybe the width. Width means the thickness of the line. Let me increase the thickness to 2 or 3 pixels. Maybe 4. Yes. The thickness of the line. Select the line. Format shape. Style. Border. Under border, we have changed the color. We have changed the thickness. Width is the thickness of the line. Okay. I thought of creating at least 2 or 3 reports before the break, but we are not able to. No problem. Save the file. After the break, I think we have to start straight away with visuals. Before today evening, at least we should publish 1 report. As of now, we are dealing with only 1 table. After this, we have to see how to deal with multiple tables, multiple sheets, identical, non-identical. So everything, how to write formulas, functions, without writing formulas, function, how to do this in Power Queries and Power BI. So we are in the 4th process of reporting. We have just started the 4th process. So we'll see the next process after our lunch break. Try to come as soon as possible so we can cover as much as possible. Right? So I'm just stopping the recording. Please remind me. I have to start the recording after the break.